Much as women have struggled to put their concerns and issues at the forefront of public debate, they continue languishing at the bottom of many social development indicators. 31% of the Ugandan population live below the poverty line, most of them women. It's thus critical that the 8 presidential candidates show clearly how they will address women's concerns when voted into the highest office. The Women's Platform wants change in a number of areas fundamental for the promotion of the women's rights. Among these issues that the women want presidential candidates to address urgently are gender parity in all the key positions in government, fairer representation of women in political party structures, allocation of more resources to health, especially the reduction of maternal mortality. Studies show that at least 18 women die every day while giving birth due to poor health conditions in hospitals. They also want to see a clear commitment in reducing the HIV/AIDS infection rates among women, and that men too change their behaviors and embrace HIV testing. Other fundamental issues women want addressed are that women in conflict areas be given psychosocial support as a matter of priority. Resolution of gender-based violence be made a priority. Most importantly, women want more funding in agriculture, a sector where the majority of rural women are engaged. But are the presidential candidates willing to tackle these concerns?
We are talking about, for example, the National Referral Hospital for women, because we are losing women every day giving birth, a lot of them giving birth. They are the mother of the nation, okay? Nobody has ever promised this. We as a party, we are part of truth and justice. We promise little and deliver on our promises.
Most of the issues that they are addressing are still more of the general issues. They are not touching on that specific issue that touches the woman at the end of the day.
Across the board, presidential candidates are pledging better health care for the women, quality education for the girl child, and increased funding for agriculture. But how exactly do they plan to achieve this? The women activists argue that the manifestos are blanket statements which have not clearly segmented their needs into the core areas that are most critical. They say the candidates are vague about how they intend to address these concerns, blurring the baseline for accountability once a candidate ascends to power.
How will we know come 2016 that the different manifestos, the government in place and the opposition then, how would we know that they have achieved? They do not have indicators. They are just, storytelling. What are the indicators that we said by this time we are going to have 500 hospitals? What will show that the 500 hospitals are in place? Maternal mortality is going to improve from 435 out of 100,000 live births. We are moving to 700,000. What are the indicators? Agricultural outputs, exports are going to increase from 80% to 90%. What are the indicators? And these are some of the things, because these manifestos do not have indicators, whoever comes in power will take us for granted because we have nothing to hold them to.
Women activists cite pledges made by the NRM government during the 2006 general elections and argue that little has been done for women.
There were statements like, we will ensure that women access land. Nothing on how this will be achieved. And then the other thing we found out was that no allocation of resources by the parties, which demonstrated the fact that they did not probably think through how these commitments that they had put on paper would be actualized.
But proponents of the ruling party also urge that the NRM government has somewhat enhanced the well-being of the rural woman who basically contributes 80% to agriculture production through programs like NADS.
Obviously, it is NRM which brought women by and large, as I would say, from the kitchen, from the village gardens, into the fora in front, where they are now part of the decision policy making process.
However, such programs have been crippled by massive corruption. In a nutshell, women leaders view these pledges as mere lip service, most of them copied from policy documents which are gathering dust on the shelves.
The women's needs have been left out, and it's going to be very, very sad that for another 5 years, it's going to be the same song sung, and women, of course, will be there to dance as usual, because there's nothing to hold these people accountable. Unfortunately, we are part of it. We are part of it. As much as we try to engage, it's very difficult because the platform is not the same.
Like previous years, the women factor remains in the pulse of politics, but this time, their vote is expected to be much more informed and directed towards a leader they feel is best placed to cater for the needs of women. Isabel Nakiria, NTV.